reason why I wanted the reason why I wanted to tell you about this event is we are putting together something truly amazing and different, especially if you're a business owner. Karen, tell us a little bit about what inspired you to do this. I mean, it's a major endeavor. It's coming up. I'll have information on the place, time, and all that below. But tell us, how did this idea come to you that you're going to get 25 people together in the AI world and share their genius?
Well, let's just preface this by, first of all, Adele and I met through our AI certification training. We have invested, I think, total of at least 10 months to a year, more than that, in different AI classes. And this certification, it was like 10 hours a week of a fire hose of learning. And when we finished, or well, at least when I finished the certification, I ended up meeting somebody who was a 17-year veteran in running online summits, and she was looking for some new topics. I did not have running summits on my bingo card of life. And, we just got together and hit it off. And she said, would you like to do this? And I love bringing people together. I love connecting people. And I was like, yeah, I can bring people. If you do the tech stuff, I'll bring the people. So that's really how it got a bit birthed. That was part one. Part two is I have worked in the corporate world for so many years and have supported leaders going through so many different types of transitions. And with AI, we're in a massive paradigm shift to the workplace, to our world, to our lives. And this is one of those things that everybody needs to get on board. And people who are working full time, they're overwhelmed. They don't have the time to do the research for all this AI stuff. They're doing bits and pieces. It's very scattered. There's not an overarching strategy. So I want to bring together people who want to be a part of the conversation of business and AI for good. Because when you are trying to balance technology and people or culture and AI and all of those things, it's like there's so many people out there and so many summits out there that are just all the bells and whistles about the tools and the latest, greatest of this. And yeah, okay, there's over 40,000 AI startups. It's overwhelming for anybody in the AI space, let alone anybody who's not in the space trying to get up to speed. So this is an opportunity for people to, within a 3-day time frame, get a crash course and get up to speed quickly on AI and what they need and strategies that are going to be good for the company, good for the people, good for society, basically. That's my big driver of, bringing joy to the workplace and bringing joy to AI.
I love this. One reason why I agreed to be part of this is I love the message of AI for good. AI right now, I mean, I think there's a lot going on, and to make a conscious decision that it's not about just the latest tools or even how to make more money. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but a decision of AI for good in business, because from my point of view, I have always felt that business is where you can make the biggest impact. That's where a lot rubber meets the road in a lot of things, psychology, joy at work, AI, that it's not just floating around in the abstract, it gets grounded. And I've always felt that if we can bring these big ideas and consciousness and AI into something tangible, wouldn't that help change the world? So that was what excited me, achieving the AI advantage, using AI for good. I thought, wow, that's different. I haven't seen
And
very many summits that have that angle. It's more, the latest tools, nothing wrong with that. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, it seems like that was part of the DNA of
yeah,
how you developed this. That was just my feeling
yes.
when you invited me.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really looking for value-driven, purpose-driven leaders who want to make a difference, who know that they have the ability to impact and transform people's lives through the workplace and, really create positive working environments and not get left behind on this whole massive AI train that's taking off and changing everything. So yeah, it's definitely embedded into the DNA of this event. And it's also a way to help companies who are, looking to figure out what are the best resources, how do we do this, to get access to, I mean, we're the first cohort coming out of this AI certification program, and we have a very deep knowledge. I mean, we've gotten 3 certifications, and we are all very highly trained in strategies and implementation and data science and all of those things. And where can you find those types of resources? Now, the huge companies are going to go to the really big companies and get all the resources there, and that's great. I'm not necessarily hearing that they're getting the best results. I think a lot of there's so much hype around AI, and there's so much talk about, all the bells and whistles and everything. I've written an article about this. I have a LinkedIn newsletter that I put out, and it was like the gold rush. This is another gold rush. It's just like the .com thing, and it's like the latest greatest, but this isn't going away. This is changing our lives, and how can we do it in a way that's going to be beneficial and supportive for humanity and for the world and for the planet, and make it sustainable for all of us in a good way. So yeah, it's bringing a group of those leaders together in this place where we can connect, and hopefully that we can be able to be a part of the conversation that's driving things forward. Because if there's enough of us that come together in this place, that we know we're not like, I hear so often, oh, I'm the only one in my company who thinks this way. Like, no, there's lots of us out there. We do have these values. We do want,
Joy.
yes.
Yeah, and I love this. Not only for those of you who don't know, Karin and I have been deeply involved with an intense AI training. I mean, hundreds of hours. And what has impressed me is, even though we all have that hundreds of hours of training and a certification and four certs, three, I can't remember, but you'll see in the event that everyone is bringing their own expertise. AI is massive. I've always said AI is like oxygen. So when someone, we're going to do AI, it's like, oh my God, But when they're a little bit more boiled down to specific parts, and that's where you'll see all the speakers at this upcoming event sharing what they have discovered in their little area, so that you don't have to do it all by yourself, that you can get something a little bit more concrete and more relatable. That's my impression, because if it's just in the abstract, my impression is people get overwhelmed. Wouldn't you agree, Karin? Like, it blows the mind.
Yes, and there's a lot of overwhelm right now. There's a lot of feeling I can't catch up. I'm behind. And yes, there is a lot to learn, and it's changing, if not daily, definitely weekly, which is why, coming together to something like this, where you can learn from people who are in that space, and filtering down so that we get the best tools possible, and we get the best strategies possible, and we get the best way to help and support, leaders and teams and companies in the way that's going to be most beneficial for them, is really, really powerful. And I've looked at all the AI summits out there, and there isn't one really covering that specific area or niche. So that's
why I'm so excited to be part of this, because AI tools, whatever you learn today, it can be different in a month or 6 months. But leadership and a different way of thinking, because that's what I'm speaking on. You have to think about your thinking totally different. Like, it's not just think a little harder, or it's totally different. That takes time. That doesn't just happen with installing a new tool.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about leadership on day one. Day two is the human element, which there's a lot of crossover. Karin, you're speaking on day, yeah.
Culture, trust, and AI. And yeah, so that's day two's theme. Day one is leadership. And then day three is tools and action.
So you get the best of, instead of only one or the other. Come join us. It's going to be awesome. I'll have the registration information below this recording. Jump on in. And if you want, you could even get some recordings. My understanding is that might be available. Is that right, Karin?
Yeah. So let me explain that. And let me just you touched on this a little bit earlier. I, as a co-producer, have the honor of listening to all the recorded talks coming in. And I'm very impressed with everyone's background, because they're all super, really accomplished business people who are running their own businesses, and then they've added AI to what they've been doing. So we've got so many people from different angles. So there's somebody there you'll find people that you're going to resonate really well. So this is actually a hybrid event, where it's recorded calls from the 25 AI consultants, but then we have a live component for it as well, which is keynote speakers, and we're going to have panel discussions. And then the event is free. If you sign up, you'll get all this information. Now, we do have some, upgrade options there, and then you can get access to the recording sooner, and also be invited to VIP networking sessions, which I whenever I go to any events, if I have the opportunity, I always get the VIPs because you meet great people. And so there we're wanting to interact and get, this community of leaders together to realize like, oh, there's a lot of us who feel this way and think this way. So yeah, it's an exciting event. I'm super excited to be a part of this and bringing everybody together. And I think we'll be able to have a big influence bringing everybody together to focus in on how can we do this in a way that's going to be sustainable for people and bring it into the workplace in a way that's going to be beneficial for humanity.
Yeah, and I love join a community. Don't be out there trying to figure this out by yourself. I mean,
Exactly.
it's probably the older way of doing things. The new way is join a community, be listed. You may be contributing stuff that maybe we don't know, and that's how we really move forward in this new world. It's about community. So I'm so excited, everybody. I'm going to be including a link. Check it out. Can't make everything. Try to get the recordings. If you can, join in and participate on the live portions. It's hybrid, so there's some recordings, some live.
Yes.
And Karin, it's so awesome to speak with you. I think this is going to be awesome for everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out in your busy day to talk with us about this upcoming event.
Well, I'm so glad you're part of it, Adele, and so glad that we can have this conversation and spread the word. And, it's not just for you as an individual, but it's also for your teams, anybody you're working with. Share this around, anybody who shares the same type of values. Yeah, we want to get as many people there as possible so that we are a big community that can actually make a difference out there collectively, like you said.
Yes, we are going to steer AI in a direction that's good for everybody. So it doesn't just run. I love that. So everybody join in. I'll have information about this below this recording. Okay? Rock up.
See you soon. Bye.